Hey, it's MK and I am back with Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. This is the sketch that I will be working with today. It was designed by Allison Davis for Scrapbook Generations. I have brought back those leaf clusters that I intend to add to this layout. I am super stoked about doing this layout for some reason. I just feel like it's going to be a quickie and a goodie at the same time. So I'm just showing you guys these leaf clusters. I don't think that I showed close-ups of these leaves when I was creating them. So I haven't fixed those weak little word titles or word sayings yet, but I will fix them as I get ready to put them on the layout. So I also brought in all of these acrylic leaves and that extra circle just in case I need to add it to the layout. So I have 5 photos of my son who we were at Grandma's house, and he took a stick and felt nostalgic for the How to Train Your Dragons, especially with all of the riverbank and the river being so low during the fall. He took a stick and started drawing around just like Toothless did in the How to Train Your Dragon movie. And then, of course, he drew his version of Toothless like Hiccup did in the movie. So I have 2 pieces of close to my heart brown cardstock. I think it's called Toffee. And then I also have this close to my heart one, which I believe is New England Ivy, but I do not remember. And it wasn't listed in the section of, as a green part of the timber section, which I thought was really, really weird because I looked to see on the zip strip and a green was not listed at all. Strange. This map print was also part of the Timber Scrapbooking Workshop collection. Now, I purchased the workshops and I don't actually use them as intended, but I do love all the little extras that you get within those workshops. So I think they're worth the money looking into them, but I also look really close to see what extras I would be able to use, because if they're too specific to the layouts that they were intended for, I do bypass them and just get the paper collection. I also brought in a wood grain by P13. It is their wood grain stack that they had available. So I did decide that I was going to cut them all up and put them on the layout in strips instead of as a whole. But that way I could distress their edges and ink their edges. All right, so now I need this green piece to be over on my right side. So I brought this green piece in, and I want to say a 10.5 inch piece. So I wasn't able to use any other cardstock on the right hand side. Plus I don't have another one of these pieces, at least not that I saw in my stash. So I'm going to gut out this piece so that way I can have and make 3 photo mats for my other, for the other layout. I took off my silicone mat and that lighting is just obnoxious, but I swear I can't see without it, you guys. I'm trying to come up with a solution because I love my glass mat. I love all the things that I can do on my glass mat. I love the fact that it's magnetic. I love the fact that I can do mixed media. I can cut on it. I can do anything on it and not have to worry about it. But the glare is atrocious. So I'm trying to find a solution for you guys without having to keep my light off, to have it turned off all the time, because I do need my light. I love my light. And my eyes are old. I need the light. So anyways, back to the photo mats. I trimmed down my photos, trimmed down the green pieces, and now I have green to go over to the other side of my layout, which I absolutely am loving it. I'm thrilled with how this looks. I left 2 pieces at 4 inches, so they are the green pieces are a little bit larger than 4 inches, and then the center piece I trimmed down just until I had the exact gaps between all 3 photos. I don't even know what that measurement was. I just kept trimming. Okay, so if you guys are screaming at me that my son's photo is upside down, don't worry. Eventually I notice it, but not until, almost the very end. But I'll get there. I promise. I'll get there. All right. So for my wood strips, I have inked them. I have distressed them with my edge distressor, and now I am placing them at random lengths along my layout. So I don't want all the seams to match up. So kind of like you lay down flooring, right? And then I went at an angle just like the sketch did, but my angle was a little slight because I wanted more pieces to be seen. I didn't want to be so tight of an angle that you can't see them. And then I'm going to take my pieces that I'm cutting off and put them back on. So it worked out perfect that I didn't have to use other pieces. I just went ahead and, oh, look, that fits perfect right there. Ta-da! No planning whatsoever on that one. And then for that last little bit at the top, I'm going to cut off this edge right here and then turn around and use it in that one little spot so I don't have to use another smaller edge like I intended to do. So I'm just going to put it right there, and ta-da, it's all said and done. I love how this looks. I love the representation that it has. I would have never thought to do this if it wasn't for this sketch. Now I do know I'm not putting in a bunch of tiny little photos. I did leave out, more photos. These are the only photos that I had. So I just went with, I'm going to have a huge decoration of wood grain right over here. That's it. And then, of course, some embellishments instead of photos. I'm okay with that. I really am. I work with what I have and make it work for me. Honestly, I don't have to have multiples of photos of things because the sketch told me I had to. Nope. Not one bit. All right, working on my little square. I chose this map piece, and yes, it's upside down and backwards. It's actually on its side. I chose this map piece because it represented all of the lines my son drew in the sand. That was the only reason why I did. We're not on a road trip. We're not, looking at a map. We're not hiking. We're not doing any of that stuff. I just chose it because of the lines that he drew in the sand with his stick and doing the whole, representation thing. So I thought that this was a cute moment. This was actually during Thanksgiving back in 2021, and it's not cold in Fallon, and that is one of the reasons why my parents moved over there, is because it's cold, but it's a different kind of cold. It's not obnoxious cold like what we have in the high mountains of Nevada. And so my parents are really much more happier there because they get a little frosting, and by noon it's gone. They might get a little dusting of snow, but again, by noon it's gone. And so my mom is loving it. She is loving not having to go shovel snow. My dad is loving it because, his bones don't hurt. It's just awesome. All right, so I'm scattering out my embellishments and trying, well, for one, I went with what was in the sketch, right? I put my little cute leaf dilly bobber up at the top because there was an embellishment up there that actually had a photo on it. That's a lot of photos, you guys. So I decided, no, I don't like it over there. So I'm going to put it in this dead space over here because I felt like there wasn't enough decoration. Plus, there's a little tabby dealio in the sketch. And so I thought, you know what? This will represent that little tag. And then I've got my large cluster that has my title-ish, but I'm not really using that as your title. It just says, the best you can be is yourself. And, my son embarrasses very easily. He is very childlike. I love how he is the oldest out of all of them, but yet he still embraces the fact that he is a child. He just turned 15 and he still wants to be, a child. And that is great because once he joins the adult world, it's not going to stop. And so I want him and them and all of them to embrace the fact that they're still children and they can still go out and have fun and, enjoy life before they get to the adult world, because that's terrible. All right. So I just fixed the weakness of my little tiny word stickers. I love it. Before the glue dries, I wanted to see if I wanted my leaves to go down, but I really like them. Going up, I made them all one large cluster instead of two separate clusters. I put the So Plaid Your Mind up at the top, and the last thing I'm going to do is add a little orange sticker, so that way I have orange in all of my clusters, which I really, really like. So that is my layout for today. I had a blast. turning my wood grain into these beautiful slats for my photos. I absolutely love how this turned out. I forgot to tell you guys that it is Wood Grain Wednesday, so that is why, I wanted the wood grain to definitely make an appearance in my layout. And I love it. I absolutely love how this turned out. I didn't think my clusters were too large at all. And or I loved the fact that I didn't have as many photos as I was supposed to in that layout. That is a lot of photos. Oh my gosh. And I am looking forward to seeing if anybody actually does that many photos on their layouts. That I'm looking forward to going and checking out everybody's layouts for this one, because it was a lot of photos. Okay, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, really, truly appreciate it. Please be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along by clicking on that playlist and going and watching over 300 videos. And it's amazing. It is just fantabulous to see all of those layouts all in one spot, or all of those videos in one spot. But also check out the Facebook group, because there's lots and lots of people playing along on the Instagram as well. So I've never mentioned that before, and I apologize. So please be sure to check out everyone on Instagram too. Loads of people, you guys, loads. And this is amazing, because all that inspiration off of one sketch. Wow. It's awesome. Okay, thank you. I'll check y'all later. Bye.